Welcome to Solo Iced Coffee. It's March 27th, and you know what that means. That means it's Misty's birthday. Misty, I'm almost positive it's your birthday. Misty has a channel. It's called Happy Hauls and More, I think. I know it's Happy Hauls. I think it's and More. But go check her out. She's a real pretty blonde girl. And you just want to go over there and just see her and say happy birthday to Misty for me. Got my coffee, got half of it done. I just took some ibuprofen. I'm grumpy today. I'm grumpy and I'm grouchy. And so when I'm grumpy and grouchy, I've learned that if I say it out loud and I talk to George about it, like I'm in a grumpy mood, then that helps me get past it. So now that we're homeowners, we have a couple of shingles that are loose, it looks like, on the roof. So he's calling a couple of roofing places to see if somebody can come out and take a look at the roof. There hasn't really been any issues with the house. I think there was a couple things. He turned the hot water temperature down a little bit because it was really hot. I don't know. I don't think there was anything else like wrong that we found so far. We have a home warranty, so that would cover anything with the AC, but the roof couldn't be checked at the time of sale because there was snow on it. So we don't know how old the roof is or anything. But anyway, so some shingles are sticking up apparently. I wanted to show you guys, I got, with my health insurance, I have Aetna. So I have Medicare and I have Aetna. I pay the $185 out of my check for Medicare, and I have a $19 premium on my Aetna a month, $19 a month. But I have an over-the-counter program. A lot of people with the Medicaid, it's a Medicaid Advantage program, and so I was able to order stuff. I'm getting anxious. I'm starting with the hives. See that? Dang it. Anyway, my order came in. I want to show you what I ordered. I actually had I'm part of two programs. So the one program I ordered hand soap. We have 3 sinks. We have the kitchen sink and the 2 bathroom sinks. So I ordered the soft soap. I got 5 of them because they're like $3 a bottle now. Like, do you remember when it was like 98 cents? Like if you hit it right at Walmart, you can still find like a generic for 98 cents. I ordered these for George because I have an Oral-B toothbrush, but he just has a regular one. So I ordered one of these packs of 2. It's got the little buttons on the side, so they vibrate like a Oral-B, and you can't replace the battery. So, you replace it every 3 months or so. So he's going to try these. I got those, and I got him. He's on 81 milligrams of Bear aspirin. So there's 300 in here. So he won't need these for almost a year. And let's check the expiration date. 2026, October of 2026, so we're good. So I won't have to get aspirin. Aspirin's not that expensive, but I mean, it was in the list of you could get, so I got. And I practically live on ibuprofen. And I like the gel caps, and I like the minis. And so I found the liquid-filled minis, the ibuprofen, the CVS brand, and they're little teeny tinies, and it says same strength, smaller capsule. And there's 80 in here. So that's like 40 doses for me. And I got toothpaste, but I got a couple different kinds. I got a Crest Pro Health, and I got 2 Crest Tartar Protection. a little banged up with the box, but that's okay. Good. So I have three of the Crest. And, oh wait, there's two more of something. I got Crest Tartar Protection. That's a different one, right? So I got this one. And then I got Crest Plus Cavity Protection. So I've got five things of toothpaste, 5 tubes. And the only other thing in which I'm so grateful for, I ordered 4 packs of the extra large wipes. Normally I would get like Huggies for me wipes or the Equate brand, and then for George I would get the man ones. They're like in a black package, and they call them like dude wipes or something like that. But these are what I used the whole time that Sky was ill, and these are great for front and back, you know, and they're giant. So there's 48 in a pack, and I got 4 packs. So I won't have to buy those for a little while. I'm super grateful. And then I had some extra on this, they call it like an extra wallet or something. I was trying to get more information online, but I kept getting AI bots. I couldn't get a person to save my soul. I'm trying to find a high value provider, because then that puts you into a different program. Couldn't get that done either. But anyway, I had this wallet, this money in this wallet. So we went to the local Walmart here, and it's so weird because this Walmart has, it has everything except fresh fruits and vegetables. There's none. And it has no meats, no chicken, beef, steak, nothing. It has a freezer section, one aisle, and it has a like ready to go, like the pizza, you know, like the cold pizza, not the frozen, but like hot dogs and stuff that are cold but not frozen. But they have no fruits and veggies at all. But anyway, I picked up things that were needed, like almond milk and mandarin oranges and et cetera, et cetera. You don't need, you know, the usual. And it was $48, and I used my card, my OTC card, just to see if it would work. Because the girl that I spoke with, after I tried 3 times, she said you can use the card for fresh fruits and veggies and things like that. So they approved the whole order. It was $48 and some change. So thank you, Jesus. I so appreciate that. So that's what I'll put this stuff away. I wanted to show you guys what came in that order. Extremely appreciative. Looks like everything's here. Lots of toothpaste. I had $105 that I could use, and I used $102 because I had an extra tube of toothpaste, but then there's tax, and it put me over by like pennies, and I didn't want to put my debit information in for pennies, so I just took a tube of toothpaste off. Now this order I can do every 3 months. So I finished the January, February, March quarter. I had to use the wallet by the 30th. So now April, May, June, I have the same thing where I can use the card for April, May, June. I'll wait more towards the end of the April, May, June part before I use it again. So let's see what these minis look like. They say compare it to Advil. We got one of our rugs. Remember I said I want to get a rectangular rug for here in the kitchen and an oval for in the living room? The living room one comes on Saturday. We got them from Amazon. We picked them out together. and I'll have the one here in the kitchen, and it's all different shades of green, but none of the green that's in the cabinets. So I think it looks really good. I'll show you. Okay, here's the size of the mini. As she almost drops it. Here's the size of the minis. Perfect. Because what I'm using upstairs is almost empty. So I really appreciate this kind of thing, you know? It's like, okay, what else? So I said I was grumpy. I don't think I've ever gotten to a place in my life before where I was able to say, I'm grumpy. Today's the 27th. It's 13 months since Sky passed away. 13 months today. That's kind of back here in my mind. We did not walk the mall today because George was sick. And so we went to Walmart instead because I had to get groceries, and he was feeling a lot better. I'm giving him Alka-Seltzer cough and cold. They put the tablets in the water, you know. I tested him for COVID. It's not COVID. It's like a sinus infection, and he's feeling a lot better. So we did that, came home, and did the heart healthy lunch for him, which was chicken, black beans. He put peppers and onions and zucchini in a frying pan after the chicken was made, boneless, skinless. And I put a bed of spinach and like this cabbage coleslaw mix, and then lemon juice in the lemon bottles, squeeze that, and he put these hot and sweet peppers on top. And he said it was really good. So that's good. I had spinach, green pepper, olives, lunch meat, lean turkey lunch meat, the cabbage mix. I think that was it. And a little bit of Italian dressing. And I hated every bite of it. I felt like I was a rabbit. Like I was eating rabbit food. I said, I don't know where I'm going to go after I die. I don't know like what's next in rebirth, like what my life is. But I hope it does not involve heart healthy eating. I hope wherever I go, I can have spaghetti, pizza, cheesesteak sandwiches, cheesecake. I hope, because one thing I know, I'm not getting enough protein. My weight is down to 100 pounds, so I've dropped 4 pounds in the last couple of weeks, and I feel it. So I'm grumpy today, grumpy pants. This isn't that important, but I did work a little more yesterday on my peacock. I got another color done. So I'm down to 5 colors, and one of them being the black. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. One of you guys suggested that I sew them and make pillows. Like, that's a great idea. Someone said the house is like just like a clean slate. That's just like looking for pops of color. And you're right. What is happening is George's paintings are going up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's one upstairs, 7 so far. And he's got a bunch of them downstairs, and he has one over at the art studio where he takes lessons that's drying. So the whole house will be his artwork. And then we're going to take pictures of this stuff, and we're going to do digital prints to sell, hopefully. He's really very talented, and I want to watch him paint. He finished the basement. He finished going through all of his totes. The basement's all nice and neat. I'm thrilled to death because I really crave nice and neat, everything in its place. What else? What else? Anything like super important? Car information is coming up. Not today. Look at my hives. See that? I get nervous, I get anxious, and this is what happens with my anxiety. I have car news in the wings, so I had to call about car insurance quotes this morning and prices. And that kind of stuff just sets me through the roof with anxiety. And so as I'm looking at the couple different places, I was deciding who I was going to call. Was it going to be State Farm? Was it going to be Allstate? Was it going to be the Hartford? They insure people like over 65 or over 55. You have to be, if you're a member of AARP, you get a discount. So that's $15 a year for two people to get like the magazines. And if we would travel, we could get discounts on hotels, which that isn't going to be happening. There's not going to be a lot of traveling going on. If we get anywhere this year, it's going to be maybe down to the ocean once or twice through the whole year. And I'm hoping to get horseback riding one time. I just want to go one time, you guys, horseback riding this year. And go bowling, maybe once or twice bowling. In the morning, when there's like only the old people there, you know, there's a bowling alley like 10 minutes from here. So I want to go bowling. I'm a terrible bowler. I bowl right down the middle. I don't do the fancy, you know, like my son puts the ball here and like does a spin. No. You just stick your hand in and you just go, and it goes right down the middle, and you pray. We've talked about taking picnics and going locally to walk. Walking's a big thing. He's been walking for years. My mother walked every day for I don't know how long. She lived to almost 98. So I've been walking now for months, pretty much every day. And when I'm not out in the mall walking, I'm here in this house walking. And I'm up and down these steps so many times. Like, you want to build your backside and tone your legs, walk up and down your steps. "17 minutes. I said, so someone said in one of the comments, and I haven't been back over to what I put up. I haven't looked at any new comments. So if anybody replied to a comment or added a comment, I haven't seen it. I don't go back over. I usually only go on my video once, answer comments, and then I'm done. I haven't been on Messenger in forever. I'm back on Facebook only because I wanted Messenger, but I haven't been on Messenger. There's a lot emotionally happening. So I'm going through a lot of stuff. But someone said in a comment, you seem like you make a follow-up video to kind of like backtrack what you've already said in a previous video. Now I'm paraphrasing. Just to kind of let someone off the hook. She was talking about my husband. And she said, and you admitted to it because at the end of your video you said, I just give up. And I did say that, because I did just give up, because it didn't matter. Like when you look at the big picture, it mattered in the moment, but it doesn't matter. Like, as long as I have a bureau, as long as I have a microwave, I have a refrigerator, I have something to sit on, it doesn't really matter. And that's what I have to ask myself in life, like what matters enough to have it bother me, and what doesn't matter. What doesn't matter? There's so much that doesn't matter. So like when you buy a place, when you buy a townhouse, townhouses are cheaper than single dwelling units. So going for a mortgage, you can ask for or apply for a little bit more than what you need for the mortgage to be able to get furniture. And that's what happened here. Was there was some left over to be able to get furniture and the TV and that kind of thing. It's not like anybody's made of money. It just was, it all went in then with the mortgage, you know. There was extra, so that, because we knew we needed furniture. So the other rug comes on Saturday. The basement's done. There's car news coming. I'll share that when and if everything goes according to plan. But I want to talk for a minute because it's 20 minutes and people only watch like 4 minutes of my videos. My views are down. My watch time is down. It doesn't matter. I do this more for me, I think, than for anyone else. Just for me to give me something to do every afternoon and a reason to make myself. This is probably the most calories I get in a day. The Coffee Mate in here. But I want to talk for a minute about what I've recognized has happened to me since I got older. And when you think about being 60 or 65, like you think about your parents, right? And I always remembered my mom's hands. My mom's hands always looked veiny and old. And so I'm looking at my hands and I'm like, oh my God, my mother's hands. Like, seriously, my mother's hands. Like, and then you get this weirdly crepey skin. It's this weird, your skin does this weird thing, like under here and in here. If you bend your arm and you see it in here and you see it in here, like it's there. And then there's this whole thing, because all of this that was nice and firm when you were young does this, because everything's relaxing. Everything's getting ready for the end. And then it all drops into here. And then you want to just like take duct tape or something and pull it all back. I had, what was it that I was using every day? Castor oil. But in the move, the bottle was drippy and I ended up throwing it out. So I do want to get another bottle of castor oil. It's only $2 and start working on my neck again, because I did like it. So between this and the neck and the weird crepey skin, and then you get the crow's feet and you get these weird dark circles under your eyes and you get this thing going on here, you know, like all kinds of weird stuff happens to you when as you age. You get these lines. Now, I'm not a smoker. I've never been a smoker, but they call these lines smoker because of like puffing. However, I use a straw. I shouldn't be using a straw. I'm going to stop that behavior because it'll save me money too. I don't know though, I kind of like it with a straw. What else am I noticing? I don't have varicose veins at all, but a lot of people get them as they age. My scar, I have a bikini line scar. The first one was from my cesarean section when I had Kenny back in 1988. He was Frank Breach. And then I had a hysterectomy when I was like 41. And so they used that same incision to do the hysterectomy. So I only have one incision, but it goes like all the way, you know, like almost all the way across. So then everything around that gets all weird. You know, your skin gets all weird. It gets weird. I don't like it. Hair doesn't grow on your legs anymore. Like, at least not on mine. It's like I remember shaving my legs every couple days. Not anymore. Now it's like once every 2 weeks. Under my arms, nada. Why is that? I'm not on a hormone replacement therapy. I never was. My OBGYN put me on one, Premarin, right? Horse urine. And my PCP took me off it. And my OBGYN put me back on it. And my PCP took me off of it because I would go for mammograms and I would have these lumps show up, and then they would send me for stereotactic biopsies, and it was just nothing, fatty tissue. So he said, you can't be on hormone replacement. So I don't know if that has anything to do with the change. My hair's thinning as I've gone through menopause and I've gotten older. My hearing's fine. My eyesight has been awful since I was 8 years old. So I'm just so used to having really awful eyesight. But I have some arthritis in my neck, some arthritis in my spine. I've had that since, 2015-ish. I'm trying to think what else has happened. You know, everything drops in your body. Your chest drops, everything drops. Make sure you have really good supportive bras. I think that's important because things fall. They fall down. And so if anybody watches TikTok, these women are pushing these leggings that have this thing built in and it lifts up your butt, and you have these cheeks, you know. I don't need cheeks like that. I'm almost 66. My cheeks don't need to look like peaches. They just need to look like cheeks of an almost 66-year-old woman, because that's the way it is. I still have all my own teeth, except for the bridge, which is right there. But I have all my own teeth, which is not bad considering. I haven't worn high heels in ages. However, I love them. And but I have bunions on both feet. It's a hereditary, genetic female thing in our family. Like, everybody has them. My mother's were so bad, her big toe was over top of her other toe. It was like, you know, mine aren't that bad, but still, you just don't like them. And it's from wearing shoes, supposedly wearing shoes, wearing heels and stuff. But I think in my family, it's a genetic thing, not necessarily a senior citizen thing. But as far as like me personally, I still, you know, I'm a little more like, I picked this sweater up at the local store a couple years ago, and I just liked the pattern. I felt like it would go with a whole lot of things. I wear leggings, I wear blue jeans, skinny jeans. I like camisoles. I have sneakers, I have boots. I love boots. I have a passion for them. I love moccasins with fringe. I love anything with fringe. A pocketbook, like a perfect pocketbook with fringe. Oh my God. A jacket with fringe. Yes, please. Jewelry that's with the turquoise, like the Indian jewelry, the silver with the turquoise. Oh my God. So like all those things are still me. It's still here in my head. I haven't got to a place where it's like, oh, I shouldn't wear that. Did I fizzle out and get rid of like really big things? Really? Yes. And is there some regret now? Some. But that doesn't mean I can't replace some things. Temu has super cheap earrings and things. So if I have a birthday or Christmas and someone says, what would you like? I would just say, you know, give me $20, I'll get some earrings or something like that. A lot of women talk about their bladder dropping, especially like someone for me who's had a hysterectomy. Your bladder tends to drop. So far mine hasn't. That doesn't mean it won't, but it hasn't. So I don't have any like leaking or anything like that. I know TMI, but that's just the way it is. I don't have any of those issues, which is a good thing, right? But you can get something called a pessary, which fits up inside you and lifts your bladder up where it's supposed to be. And then there's the good old vaginal dryness that we hear about on commercials and women talk about or don't talk about as we get older, because hormonally we're changing like crazy. Like we're no longer having babies, we're no longer going through all the menstrual cycles where our the lining of our uterus changes up, and it's, you know, it's the lining's thin and it's thicker and it's smooth and it's a little slimier, and it's you know all the changes that we go through as women. And so as you get older, then there's this dryness because we don't have that hormonal stuff that we had when we were young and we were having babies, or we were in that bracket where you know, it was baby making time. So there's that to deal with. But my doctor had given me a cream, a hormone cream to use there every so often. He said just use it sparingly because he didn't want to create any problems around the rest of my body, you know, like with mammograms and things. So then you get to a certain age and everybody just stops talking about all of it. You know, your doctors are just like, oh, you're getting older, you know. So I'm getting older and I'm seeing the signs, I'm feeling the signs. And at the same time, I look at my life and I'm like, I went to school, I spent some time in college, I had a career, a couple of them that were wonderful. I went through marriages and divorces. I've lived a couple places. I've been to Walt Disney World. I've been to New York. I've been to Arizona. I went through New Mexico, which is beautiful. So like, I've ridden horses and gone bowling and I've gone roller skating, and there's things that I've done in my life that I'm grateful for. And now I have this really neat guy that I'm married to that I'm just crazy about him. And we're trying to learn about each other and kind of just get settled in this home. New for him, new for me, new marriage, new home, new area for me, not for him. But he's like taking me around and he's like reminding me, like, when we go this way, you'll like want to check, like, here's the CVS. And so he's trying to, like, you know, give me little prompts and things, which I appreciate. So that's what's going on with me. Again, happy birthday, Misty. I'm going to go. Did I show you the rug? If I didn't show you the rug before I go, I'm going to show you the rug. I'm going to turn the light on. I don't know if it'll change the color, but there's the rug. It's 5 by 8. And there's the color of the cabinets to give you an idea. So what do you think? Yes, no? I like it. We picked it out together, which was really nice. So I'm going to go. You guys take care. I love you. Take care of yourself first. I will wander over to Messenger, I promise. There's a lot of stuff that I'm working through, but I'll get over there.